Hi everybody, I'm Liz, and I represent NiftyLearning. I'm here to talk to you about learning management, a topic that, as we've found out in our past year together as a team, not many people are familiar with. There are over 30 million people working in learning management worldwide, over 300,000 companies that are active in this field. Instructor-led training, so face-to-face training basically, is present in almost all companies. And I mean all companies, so everything from, I don't know, a processing plant of some product or a services company. And on average, a bit over a week of someone's full year is spent receiving training face-to-face. So, because this is kind of abstract, let me break it down to you as a training coordinator. So, my job is to gather the training needs. So I'm speaking to a lot of people to understand what employees need to learn. I'm putting all that information in Excel. I'm communicating via Skype. It's really quite a bit of a mess. I add to that the planning and the scheduling itself. So after I understand what people need to learn, I need to think how to put that into training sessions and to figure out how many training sessions of a certain kind I need to deploy this week, next month, this year. And after everything is done, I also need to figure out if what I've done is really efficient. So I need to calculate return on investment on training, to make sure that the attendance is okay, and basically see if my learning budget is being used wisely. All of this communication and all of this work happens just for one training session, but if you multiply that by hundreds or thousands, you get a big, or actually a medium company's yearly training plan. As you can imagine, this is quite an inefficient process. As a matter of fact, some companies waste up to 50% of their training budget. So whatever money they put into training, half of it is gone. Imagine that you're buying a pair of pants that only has one leg. So we went out and we wanted to to find out more information. And we spoke to a lot of companies from various fields, and they confirmed to us that all the people involved in the process, oops, I have a problem. All the people involved in the process have a very high expectations, and their experience is not very good. So vendors need to make sure that they deliver good training. Trainers need to be informed and on time and prepared. Learners want a quality training experience and want to be informed, be kept in the loop, do follow-up. Managers need to see if the money they're spending on training is worth it. And training coordinators are the key people who keep all of this thing together. So, we spoke to them and we found out what their three main pain points are. So, gathering the training needs is a problem. How to manage the resources involved in training the people is also a problem. And return on investment. How do we know if the training we're doing for our employees is really worth it? So, how do we make it all zen? How do we make this thing work? Our solution is the following. We propose training management in 3 simple steps. You gather the training needs and you create a training plan based on what the people wanted to learn and also what they have to learn. Some of the training is mandatory or compliance. Then the team that is in charge of deploying the training, so the training coordinators, track the work and they collaborate to resolve these needs. And throughout the process and also at the end of each learning cycle, they analyze and they see if they can improve. We also did a bit of digging and we found that we do have some competition. We want to position ourselves a little bit on the enterprise side. We're training session centered, so we're a resource management tool, not necessarily learner centered. But we also want to deploy solutions also for enterprises, but also for training agencies. I'm going to explain why in a moment. The market is quite big, 36 billion every year. It's been growing in the past 8 years quite steadily. And in order to reach this market, we are targeting companies ideally that have over 3,000 people and have large IoT volumes. We want to speak to the people in learning who are decision makers. And our pricing model is basically a monthly fee and the price per attendee. Roadmap, right now we're doing a pilot with KPMG Romania and Banca Transilvania. This year we want to start collaborating with training agencies and have our first revenue-generating contract signed. We plan to get a seed investment next year and by the end of the year to reach a 10,000 euro monthly recurring revenue. Also to start collaborating with enterprises on a larger scale, and by the end of 2020 we will have gone global and will have a much higher monthly recurring revenue.
Thank you.
Okay.